Hello everyone, this is Louisa with LA Paper Studio, and today I will be doing a Christmas layout. I'm actually very excited about it because I will be using the Winter Wonderland new Cricut cartridge. And this is a brand new cartridge from Anna Griffin, the Anna Griffin line with Cricut. It is gorgeous. Also, I'm so surprised that they changed. I know they were going to change the packaging, but it's so incredibly small yet useful. With the new, number system and F1 function number system, it's really easy to follow along. Also, I just wanted to give you a quick preview of the Creative Friend. I also got this as one of the brand new cartridges they have out, and it's one of the more popular ones, I think, from the new ones, just because it was created by the same person who did create a Critter 1 and 2. And it is filled, it's a lot like Teddy Bear Parade in that it is filled with a lot of different it's basically year-round, so it has like back to school, all the holidays, a lot of different. It's very functional, and it's just little. It looks like little children, but you could also play it off as maybe adults, depending on how you do your cuts and whatnot. So very, very cute cartridge. Also, I will probably be doing some projects with this cartridge soon. This layout uses several of the cuts, and I'm going to go ahead and get started telling you my cuts and what size I cut them at. This is the Merry Christmas. I love this Merry Christmas. It's very vintagey. It reminds me a little bit, I don't know why, of Coca-Cola Christmas commercials, but very vintagey, very pretty. I inked around all my edges using Potter's Clay from Memento. And for the Christmas, I actually used Memento Tuxedo black ink because the green was so dark, so that I could kind of create some contrast with it. And I cut this at the normal size when you drop it into your mat on your CCR software, Cricut Craft Room software. I did not resize it at all, and I love the size that it cut at. It's perfect for a layout, not so much for cards, a little bit too big. It's about a little bit over 6, so 6¼ inches wide, so it would be a little too big for a standard size card, maybe a 5x7. And I want to say that if you don't use CCR, you just have to drop it in at 2.5 is what the standard is for CCR. This is another cut from the cartridge. This is from page 67, and it's this tree. I did not cut all the layers. I cut every one of the layers except for the white one. The white ones would have given you these really cute scrolls for the bottom, and then some for the background. It would have given you some white also. Decided not to do that and just with a gel pen marker do the white, and then I didn't do the little scrolls. I felt like this had a lot of detail as it was, so I just cut this in a goldish brown, if you will. It's not a craft color, it's a little bit more yellowy. Then I cut this in a dark green, and then this with ivory cardstock. And this was cut at 4 inches tall. This one I did not resize either. And this one I want to say is from page they have all the previews up here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. So this one's from page 23, and like I said, I didn't resize it. I probably should have cut this green a little darker, but that's alright. I'm still pretty happy with how it turned out. And this one, if you drop it in and you don't have CCR, would also be 2.5 inches tall. And like I said, I inked around all my images with Potter's Clay. This one is all one cut. and it's on page 39, and it's a cut number 20, and I love this cut. It's so pretty. It uses 3 different greens, so you definitely need a lot. If you're going to use the colors the cartridge suggests, you want to get a lot of dark greens, lighter greens, Christmas greens, different tones of red, ivories, golds, maybe some silver, and white. Those are really all the colors. I kept the colors very traditional Christmas for this particular layout, but for this one I probably, again, this green that I used could have been a little bit darker. I'm still pretty pleased with how it turned out. It's a very detailed cut, so you kind of have to be careful. I accidentally messed some of the cut up, but then I was able to glue it all back together, so it's alright. But yes, this cartridge is very, very fancy Christmas, but you can also make it traditional Christmas, or even a little bit more fun Christmas with cuts such as this one. Not so cutesy, a little bit more traditional side, and very elegant. You can do a lot of elegant cards, layouts, and projects with this cartridge. So on to my actual layout. I've already put some of it together. And I'm using, this paper is from one of my favorite paper pads I've been using, I think, for every single video I've done so far. And this is Mosaic Memories from Recollections. It is not a Christmas pad at all, but I saw this and it screamed Christmas to me. And I use my paper saver method of taking an 8.5 by 11 and cutting 4 1-inch strips, and then laying them out on my mat and overlapping them so that I could create a 12 by 12 border. This paper here was brought in, so it's 11 3/4 by 11 3/4, and it's just a 1-page layout. This is one of the mats for the layout, and this was cut at 4 inches by 9, and it will go somewhere like this. I use a Martha Stewart's punch, and this is this colored paper comes from Scrapbook. Is the earth tones cool? It's the maroon color. I used it in the last video, and I've used it several other times, and I just kind of eyeballed it with my other cuts. You just need at least a strip of at least about 7 inches. You could maybe even get by with 6 inches, and like I said, I punched it out using Martha Stewart punch, and this will go somewhere like this. And then I used these cuts from Cricut Font and Basic Shapes, and these were cut at, the shadow was cut at 10.18 inches height and 6.819 inches wide. And then the layer inside was cut at 9.986 and 6.403. And these measurements are quite strange because I used Cricut Crafter. You could probably get away with once I give you the measurements, you can kind of round it to your nearest 1/4 of an inch if you do not use CCR. And then this is my photo mat. I did not use any paper here because there's already so much going on that once my picture fits here, it will fit there perfectly. And this mat is perfect for a 4x6. And it will go something like this. And then for journaling, I used, this cut was from Cricut Font and Basic Shapes also. And this was cut at 3.75 inches tall by 3.5 wide. And this is from the same Cricut Font and Basic Shapes cartridge, and this was cut at 2.5 inches square. And then what I did for the journaling is that this is one of my favorite stamps to use for journaling, just because even though it's really large, I can fit it to smaller journaling tags. And this is from Stampabilities, and this is the Journal with Flourish, and I did not put the flourish in. So I'm going to go ahead and get started, and we'll have the finished product shortly. so there you have it. This is the finished layout. I ended up moving some things around. I'm pretty pleased with how it turned out. I really love this new cartridge. The cuts, the ornaments are so intricate and so elegant, and then the bells and the snowflakes. It has definitely a different look than anything I've seen Cricut do before. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please subscribe and please visit my website lepaperstudio.blogspot.com for more projects like this and to see details on the cut size and the papers. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll catch you later.